Good afternoon, Sava here from Football Heritage TV. How are we all doing on this lovely Tuesday afternoon? It is transfer mayhem at Spurs at the moment. I moaned on Sunday that not a lot was happening. And then the gods, the footballing gods, whoever they are, heard my pleas. And Tottenham Hotspur, now there is information going on. Maybe sometimes all you need is a good weekend rest. In this video, we will be talking about Davinson Sanchez in a €9 million bid from Galatasaray, still with more clubs interested. Also, reports from Romano that Real Betis want to take Giovanni Lo Celso back to the Spanish club, but that still another 2 or 3 clubs are interested. Also last night, Romano saying that there's breakthroughs between Tottenham Hotspur and Wolfsburg as a deal is finally getting closer with Mickey van der Ven. All this and more in a few seconds. Yes, so hello and good afternoon. Where do we start today? Let's start with the news about Davinson Sanchez. As much as we love the idea of players coming in, and that's where we concentrate our efforts, it is vitally important that we get rid of players that are labelled as deadwood, surplus to requirements, players that can raise funds. We've got to see outgoings. So it was very, very welcoming late last night, 2 bits of news. So Davinson Sanchez. Apparently, there has been a verbal offer of €9 million, which is just over £7.5 million from Turkish side Galatasaray. Now, we haven't had news yet as to whether or not Spurs have accepted this bid, whether we've rejected it, but there are talks that 2 to 3 other clubs will be bidding for Davinson Sanchez. I can only assume that these clubs have not seen him try and defend, but that's not my problem at this stage. So who are those 2 to 3 other clubs? Will it start a bidding war? And by bidding war, I can't imagine anyone's going to pay too much. €9 million, is it enough? Does it take Davinson Sanchez from Spurs to Galatasaray? Will another club come in with a bigger bid? Is this what Daniel Levy loves? More than 2 clubs coming in and all having a little bidding war. Will those 2 to 3 clubs bid? You've got to look at it from both sides, though. First of all, what is the club bidding versus what are Spurs going to accept? And the second side is, does Davinson Sanchez want to go to Turkey? It's all well and good us saying, yeah, just go, just sell him. But what if the player doesn't want to move to the Turkish league? Now, for me, if I was him, I would go. A chance at regular football. He's not really ever established himself in the last 6-7 years at Tottenham. Joining in 2017, played over 205 games in all competitions. But that being said, he's never really been the main stalwart at the back. Obviously, difficult to dislodge Vertonghen out of Royale when he first arrived. But since those guys have gone, we haven't seen the centre-half that we thought we were buying for 42 million, and he has not established himself as the first-choice centre-back. He's had some very rough times. The fans have been getting on his back, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. So what would you do? How much would you accept? Me, I don't care. €9 million, get him out the door if Spurs will accept that bid from Galatasaray. Knowing Daniel Levy, I think he'll ask for a little bit more, and so the games begin. But positive that we might be getting Sanchez out the door. The next player in question is Giovanni Lo Celso. Now, obviously, he played for Real Betis before he joined Tottenham Hotspur. He had a season where he did grab a few goals. I think it elevated his price tag. It elevated everyone's thinking how good he was. And again, another player that's never really settled at Spurs. Now, whilst we've not seen Davinson Sanchez go out on loans, we have seen Giovanni Lo Celso go out on loans. And in the last few years, we have seen Lo Celso's played for PSG, for Betis, for Spurs, for Villarreal, lots of different clubs. He's never really found a home. never really found great form. Perchy and I were just talking about this on the Tuesday morning chat with Sava. What is he? Lots of people liked him. Lots of people wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt year after year. He'll come good. He's a 6. He's an 8. He's a 10. He's this. He's that. I'll be honest, I've never really seen anything from him that makes me think he's much of anything. Neat and tidy at times. I don't believe he's got a great engine. I don't believe he's got an eye for goal. Creativity-wise, did he get many assists? Did he control games? So for me, I think it makes a lot of sense that Spurs will try and get Giovanni Lo Celso out the door. And again, can he play this Ange Postecoglou pressing system? I'm not sure he can. I'm not sure he's got the legs. And like Ndombele, we paid a lot of money for this guy and have had absolutely zero reward coming back the other way. So fair enough, after 4 years to say, thank you for your service. Hasn't worked out. Let's cut ties and move him on. Now, the caveat to this is Romano has also said that 2 to 3 other clubs are interested in opening talks with Spurs in the coming weeks. Villarreal, you would probably say, is an obvious one. He's played there before. He was liked there. Real Betis, obviously, we know, have put the bid in or are putting the bidding. Could it be somebody from Saudi Arabia? Could it be teams in France? I don't know. Where do we think he's going to end up? More Spanish clubs? The fee. There was no fee attached to that as well. What would you as Spurs fans, what would you be looking at? What fee? We talked about it this morning and Perchy and I agree it's not important. But obviously we're not Daniel Levy. We're not the accountants. So of course it's important to them. But I would guess it will probably be somewhere in the region of 18 to 20 million euros. I don't know if you can get a lot more for him. I'm not sure he's worth that. If we can get more than that, I would say that would be good business. All relative business, of course, because we paid out of an initial loan fee and then a big lump sum for him on top of that. So it's all relative. But for me, I've got nothing against Lo Celso. I don't think he's got a bad attitude. I don't think he's got bad work rate. All of the things that I associate with Ndombele. I just don't know what he is. I don't know how he fits in. So for me, another player to get out the door. If you can get Sanchez and Lo Celso out the door, Winks has gone, Danjuma's gone now, Longlay's gone back, Lucas has gone. You start to clear some of the deadwood and you start to build a smaller squad, but a nucleus of a better squad than a bigger squad with more deadwood. And for me, that's really, really important. So let me know your thoughts on Lo Celso. Where's he going? Who's he going to be playing for next year? Hopefully over the next couple of weeks, we'll see him gone. Will he be on the plane on Friday for our pre-season tour? All of these different things. Van der Ven, the name won't go away, will it? Mickey Van der Ven came out last night. Fabrizio Romano said that on Monday, there had been very positive talks between the two clubs and they were both nearing to agreeing a price and that a deal was looking likely. Now, I've heard different reports about the price for Van der Ven in the last couple of weeks. Some people saying £25 million, some saying 25 million euros, some saying Wolfsburg wanted £40 million, some saying wanted €40 million. It's probably, as always, with anything in life, it's probably somewhere in the middle. But it should be a deal that Tottenham can get over the line. And let's be brutally honest, this is a guy that is the under-21 captain of the Netherlands. He's quick. He's got fantastic anticipation. He can play left back. He can play left-sided centre-back. And he gives us options. For me, this looks like it will be a perfect player for Ange Postecoglou. Someone he can mould, someone he can grow, someone who's good on the ball, someone that can bring the ball forward and break through the lines, which is how Postecoglou likes to play. The only question is, can Spurs get this over the line? And can they get this over the line before we travel for pre-season? That is what I think everybody wants to see. They want to see these new players going on pre-season so that they can integrate with the team, bond, mold, whatever you want to see, whatever word you want to use and chuck in there. And I'm sure Postecoglou will want to be working with his brand new players. So let me know your thoughts on Mickey Van der Ven. Does buying Mickey Van der Ven mean we don't buy Tapsoba? Again, reports you hear are all over the place. 1 minute it's we're only going to get one of Van der Ven and Tapsoba. Next it's that it's possible we could buy both. Then it depends on the outgoings. We'll buy both if we can get rid of Sanchez and Tanganga and Celso, etc., etc. So watch this space. Getting both, for me, Levy would seriously start earning some brownie points with people that don't respect him and don't like him as an owner. I'm not saying he cares about that, but I think it's important in the public view. Off the back of that, also confirmed today is that Solomon did pass his medicals, no problems at all, and will be a Tottenham Hotspur player today. He'll be unveiled today as a Tottenham Hotspur player. He will go on tour with Tottenham on Friday, and he will add attacking options. Again, I think a smart bit of business, a shrewd bit of business, a player who has shown glimpses of what he can do. I think he'll be an impact player, but you don't know. If someone gets a long-term injury, this guy could come in and really show us his worth. So let me know your thoughts. We've talked about Tapsoba, Van der Ven, Lo Celso, Sanchez, and now we've talked about Solomon, who is going to be a new Spurs player before the close of business tonight. Please join me at 5 o'clock as we're going to do the transfer window so far, a show all about the transfer window so far. I'm going to be joined by Daps and Kaz from Never a Foul. And at 10 p.m. tonight, we have a football throwdown where we have a selection of fans from multiple different clubs to talk about their hopes and aspirations for the season and football in general. Thank you so much to everyone who helped me get over 7K last night. I really appreciate that. Let's kick on now. Let's go for that 10K. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you for all your support. See you later. Take care.